أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي لا تؤاخذني مما يقولون واغفر لي ما لا يعلمون واجعلني خيرا مما يظنون أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to the House of Dua and welcome to this unique presentation. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, you are seeing me by the fireplace in my home. And of course, it's another year, another winter. We're now back to another month of January, this time in the year 2024. And it is strikingly cold in my area. So everybody in this area right now, as of necessity, must look for a place to find warmth and heat for himself and herself. That's why you are seeing me by the fireplace. But there's another powerful lesson I need you to learn from it. First of all, let's recite some few verses from Surah Al-Rahman. Ba'da'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahman Allama al-Qur'an Khalaqal insana allamahu al-bayan Ash-shamsu wal-qamaru bihusban wan-najmu wash-shajaru yasjudan وَسَمَاءَ رَفَعَهَا وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانَ أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ وَالْأَرْضَ وَضَعَهَا لِلْأَنَامِ فِيهَا فَاكِهَةٌ وَنَخْلٌ ذَاتُ الْأَكْمَامِ وَالْحَبُّ ذُو الْعَصْفِ وَالرَّيْحَانُ فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, as I said, it is winter in my place of domicile. I don't know how it feels like wherever you are. It's either cold or hot or windy, whatever the situation is. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, enjoy it for as long as it lasts. You never know what is going to happen. How do I know whether this is going to be my last winter? That's why I'm having this fun, this moment. فَبِأَيِّ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? Yes, it is winter in the Western world right now. It is terribly hot in some places and raining in others. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates the diversity in this creation. Nothing is surprising. But here is a lesson here. What I'm going through now reminds me of what I went through when I was a child. Growing up under my parents, my father, Muhammad ibn Usman Rahmatullahi alayh, was a imam in our area. He was also a teacher of the Qur'an. Children from far and near used to come to read the Qur'an in his home. But guess what? We were reading that Qur'an under the tree in the daytime and surrounding the bonfire at night. The fireplace I'm in right now is hitting me, and I'm feeling what I used to feel in those days. This is exactly how we read the Quran. I'm one of those who benefited from the bonfire to read the Quran in the night and to surround the tree in the daytime to learn to read the Quran. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? This is a very exciting moment for me, and I don't know whether you appreciate it to that extent. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, today the situation has changed. About a quarter of a century ago, when I came to the United States of America, I found that every home in America was equipped with fireplace like this, where people received warmth and heat during the winter. But this situation has changed too. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? Today, the fireplace is no longer in vogue. It has been replaced by the heating system using perhaps liquefied natural gas. During Harmattan in Nigeria, which is equivalent to what we call winter in the Western world, and of course they are not comparable because Harmattan in Nigeria is of short duration and temperature only comes down as low as maybe 35 degrees or 30 degrees. But then people have to look for means of warmth to warm up themselves. The situation remains like that till today. But what has changed is that the favors of Allah upon us, if we are able to recognize them, is so much in abundance that our life has become better off. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? While growing up, every day of the month, we used to go to the bush or to the woods to fetch firewood, to bring home, to make bonfire at night, in order to be able to find light to recite the Qur'an. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, think about that. And we used to surround the tree to read the Qur'an in the daytime, at least to cast a shade upon us against the rays of the sun. That's how we learn to read the Qur'an. But today, alhamdulillah, walhamdulillah, we are not complaining. Which of the favors of Allah can you all deny? There are so many madaris all over the world today where children are learning to read the Quran under the tree, where children are still making bonfire at night to learn to read the Quran because there's no electricity in their area and there's no other source of light. Will it not be wonderful if we team up to help such madaris across the world, such madrasas, to help them, to help our children learn the Quran? That's why the House of Dua has taken it a responsibility right now on our new program to help all these places where children are learning to read the Quran so that they can be better Muslims in future. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? If you know of any madrasa that needs help, don't hesitate to call us at the House of Dua. But it should be a teamwork between us and you. Therefore, join this team. Your $1 or $2 or $5 or $100 or more will make a difference in the life of a Muslim who's learning to read the Quran. And I assure you, your contribution will be used for that purpose. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, all of us need to team up together to keep the light of Islam shining as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will want it to be. Whether those who do not believe like it or not, that is the plan of Allah, and we need to work for it. There are so many madaris all over the world where children are struggling to learn to read the Quran. And I'm one of those who benefited from using the bonfire as source of light to read the Quran. I'm one of those who benefited from sitting by the tree to read the Quran. Today, alhamdulillah, walhamdulillah, our brothers and sisters who are in the Western world, they don't know the favor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done for them. Therefore, I'm drawing their attention to mobilize their children, to persuade them, to incentivize them, so that they learn to read the Quran. Electricity is a permanent thing in the Western world. So also there is comfort of the home and comfort of the masajid. So also there is comfort at the madaris. But yet people are diverted from the Quran. They allow their children to face a different direction. It was your parents who made you find this way to be a Muslim. If you fail in helping your children to find the same way, then you have failed as a parent. That's my message to those of us who are in the Western world, especially, and to all of us all over the world. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? Enjoy the situation you have right now for as long as it lasts, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may take it away from you. In Surah At-Takathur, he says, Thumma la tuswalunna yawma'izin aninae. We shall ask you, when you come on the day of accountability, how you utilize the comfort that we provided for you while you were in dunya. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, the Quran, to learn and read it and apply it, is a responsibility for all of us. There is no age limit. It's never too late for you to find an alim in your area to teach you how to read the Quran or to improve your level of understanding of the Quran. It's a duty for all of us. That's why we are using this moment. I am by the fireplace in my home, and it reminds me of the experience that I went through growing up in my home. Another aspect of my growing up in the home is, at the end of our reading in the night, we go back to sleep. And our mama used to make fire inside the bedroom. And all of us will spread mat around the fire, stretch our feet towards the fire to receive warmth through the night. That's how people of the past raised their children. That's how I was raised. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, but the situation has changed. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? My dear brothers, my dear sisters, you who have children and you are allowing those children to wander about and stay away from the Quran, remember the children are a favor from Allah unto you, and you will be held accountable for how you raise them. Therefore, take it a responsibility upon yourself to help your children to learn to read the Quran. The most exciting thing about it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another part of the Quran, we have made the Quran easy to recite to you, Ya Muhammad, and to your believers, to your ummah. We have made it easy for them to recite and to understand. But the question is there anyone who will pay attention? My dear brothers, my dear sisters, let's pay attention. If you want to join the House of Dua in providing a help for the children who are learning the Quran under the tree and from the bonfire, please go to the website of the House of Dua, thehouseofdua.com, one word, thehouseofdua.com. I repeat, thehouseofdua.com. Click the button on donation and indicate there that you are donating to help the children who learn to read the Quran under the tree and under the bonfire. Your money will be used for the purpose for which it is intended. Take my word for that. And particularly those of you who are abroad, how can you deny the favor of Allah upon you? Wake up to help to spread the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For you will be better off in this world and the hereafter. And those of us who are outside the Western world, who are still struggling under the weight of the economy in our various countries, don't worry about it. It's temporary. But that does not remove the responsibility from you to help your children to learn the Quran. Which of the favors of Allah can you all deny, you men and jinn? My dear brothers, my dear sisters, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to count us among those who help to understand this book, to read and understand this great message He has sent to mankind. Subhanak, Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Allahumma 'allimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Ya man 'allama al-Qur'an, ya man khalaqal insana 'allamahu al-bayan, ya man 'allama bil kalam 'allamal insana ma lam ya'lam. Allahumma 'allimna ma la na'lamu fil Qur'anil karim wa fahma wa la tanqusna wa la tunsina wa la tuhzina innaka antal alimul hakim. Allahumma 'allimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us learn to read the Quran and to benefit us from what we have learned from the Quran. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This is a book without doubt. It's a guidance to the entire mankind. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Which of the favors of Allah can you men and jinn deny? ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا انك انت الغفور الكريم. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. الحمد لله. Enjoy your moments.